Always borrow money from a pessimist. He won't expect it back. It is a curious fact that people are never so trivial as when they take themselves seriously. A dreamer is one who can only find his way by moonlight, and his punishment is that he sees the dawn before the rest of the world. We live in an age that reads too much to be wise and that thinks too much to be beautiful. Most people live for love and admiration, but it is by love and admiration that we should live. The best way to make children good is to make them happy. The tragedy of the poor is that they can afford nothing but self-denial.
Subscribe now.
The book of life begins with a man and a woman in a garden. It ends with revelations. Conscience makes egotists of us all. The only horrible thing in the world is anyway. Every great man nowadays has his disciples, and it is usually Judas who writes the biography. Questions are never indiscreet, answers sometimes are. Nothing should be out of reach of hope. Life is a hope. In war, the strong make slaves of the weak, and in peace, the rich make slaves of the poor. Ignorance is like a delicate exotic fruit. Touch it, and the bloom is gone. Create yourself, be yourself your poem. When it rains, look for rainbows. When it is dark, look for stars. Cheap editions of great books may be delightful, but cheap editions of great men are absolutely detestable. Those who find beautiful meanings in beautiful things are the cultivated. For these, there is hope. I never travel without my diary. One should always have something sensational to read in the train. Genius lasts longer than beauty. Hesitation of any kind is a sign of mental decay in the young, of physical weakness in the old. There seemed to be something tragic in a friendship so colored by romance. The true perfection of man lies not in what a man has, but in what man is.
Subscribe now.
Love is not fashionable anymore. The poets have killed it. To get into the best society nowadays, one has either to feed people, amuse people, or shock people, that is all. The critic has to educate the public. The artist has to educate the critic. We always misunderstood ourselves and rarely understood others. When a man is old enough to do wrong, he should be old enough to do right also. Pleasure is the only thing one should live for. Nothing ages like happiness. To deny one's own experience is to put a lie into the lips of one's own life. It is no less than a denial of the soul. The proper basis for marriage is a mutual misunderstanding. What is a cynic? A man who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. To disagree with 3/4 of the British public is one of the first requisites of sanity. Nothing spoils romance so much as a sense of humor in the woman. Every woman becomes their mother, that's their tragedy, and no man becomes his, that is his tragedy. A burnt child loves the fire. Women begins by resisting a man's advances and end by blocking his retreat. As for omens, there is no such thing as an omen. Destiny doesn't send us heralds. She is too wise or too cruel for that. Lying, the telling of beautiful untrue things, is the proper aim of art. The advantage of the emotions is that they lead us astray. An artist should create beautiful things, but should put nothing of his own life into them. Now, art should never try to be popular. The public should try to make itself artistic. Art only begins where intimations end. To get back one's youth, one has merely to repeat one's follies. It is the spectator and not life that art really mirrors. He is really not so ugly after all, provided, of course, that one shuts oneself eyes and doesn't look at him. The one charm about the past is that it is the past, but women never know when the curtain has fallen. I am always late on principle, my principle being that punctuality is the thief of time. Truth in matters of religion is simply the opinion that has survived. The simplicity of your character makes you exquisitely incomprehensible to me.
Subscribe now.